Hey, welcome back to another unmotorized moment of inspiration. This is going to be a little training that I've consumed for quite some time. I've been a part of an organization called Wake Up Warrior with Garrett J. White. Some of the material that they share is all about creating power in your life. Many of the people in the world are consumed with quantifying, with creating success by their terms, well, by the world's terms, based upon one dimension in their life. And for some people, this is business. Like they'll invest all of their time, all of their energy in a business, in growing their business, in creating more income for their family and their lives and their organization. And what happens is when you focus on one element, the other side falls apart. And you see this all the time. People get so consumed and so focused on growing their business that their family life falls apart, that they end in divorce, their kids don't know them, those sorts of things. And there's other people that focus on, like their body. They'll be consumed with eating certain foods. They'll be so consumed with fitness and working out and exercising and attending, triathlons, marathon, whatever it is for them. They get so consumed with that something else falls by the wayside. And that can be they're spending so much time doing that their business falls apart, right? And so the world is made up of so many things that are one-dimensional. And what Garrett's whole idea is, and what Wake Up Warrior is all about, is creating the concept of you can have it all. Have it all. The first element that you have to understand, though, is you have to define what it all is to you, right? You cannot base it on what Joe Schmo down the street has, or what Joe Schmo wants. It has to be congruent with what you want and based upon the values that you have within your life and what you've created over time. Okay? So his biggest thing is creating power within your day and within your life. Because without power, that's where you become weak. That's where you allow the environment to dictate how well you are doing, how well emotionally you are, how successful you feel. Creating power is all about looking at those 4 elements, and he breaks it down into the 4 B's: body, being, balance, and business. All right, to repeat those: body, being, balance, and business. He breaks it down into those 4. Within those 4, and they've coined it as the core 4. What are the core 4 things that you need to do on a daily basis, not on 5 days a week, not on 6 days a week, but every single day? What are the core 4 things that you need to do to create power in your life? And this can be different from person to person. But what they recommend, and what I've been doing, and what I would suggest, is start with these. And I'll go through these and break these down into the body, being, balance element. And their other slogan is do your core 4 before you hit the door and go to war. Now, what does that mean? That means get all of this done before you even leave the house in the morning to go to work, before you even leave to get back out into, quote, the war, because once you get out there, bullets are starting to fly at you, the environment's starting to kick in, and if you haven't built up the armor within your body, within your mind, pretty good chance that your power is going to be very low and limited. So the core 4. First B, body. Now, when we're talking about our body, we're talking about weaponizing this body. And we're talking about, I'm going to actually go out and you actually get ripped and cut. It's all about what's going to give you the most energy, the most power, and that's going to be movement, right? Movement. So the core 4, from the body aspect of things, is you must sweat. You must sweat. You must have some kind of workout, whether it's 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. You must have a lather going. So the intensity of these workouts is bursted. It's intense. It doesn't have to be those hour-long things that you see. So it's just going to be short, sweet, get it done, get the sweat in, move on. So body. First thing is sweat. The other subcategory within body is, in the way that they describe it, is a green smoothie. It's nutrition. And the one thing that Garrett recommended that he could do, that he could find that he could measure every single day, was, did he have a green smoothie? I mean, you could look at this and say, well, I'll eat healthy. No. You can't measure that. So his simple one was green smoothie. Greens, you got vegetables, you got free antioxidants, all of this stuff is for the body. You must sweat, and you must get a green smoothie in every single day. Not 5 days a week, not 6, every single day. The next one, being. This is all about you. This is about the spiritual side. So, what they recommend? We're talking journal. We're talking about meditation. We're talking about prayer. We're talking about just going into that quiet space that allows the voice or God or the universe or whatever you want to call it to speak to you. We get so busy dealing with everybody else's problems that we don't allow ourselves time to calm down, relax, and listen to what the body or the universe has started trying to tell us. Now, the other element that follows that up with, you have to take action on what the universe tells you, or the voice tells you, or God tells you. It can't just be like, that sounds like a great idea. You have to take action on it. Within that meditation aspect of things on the being side, so remember there's 2 elements within each of these categories. Body, number 1, sweat, and nutrition, or green smoothie. Being, meditation, prayer, and journaling. Write things down. Ask yourselves questions. Ask yourself, with something that you're struggling with, ask the universe for an answer. Ask God for an answer on a journal, like at the top of the page. I'm having troubles with this. What suggestions do I have? And just meditate on it. And you will start to notice that when you've been doing this consistently, those ideas, those messages will start to fill in. All right, so we've got body, we've got being. Next one is balance. This is about relationships. And one of the suggestions to have there are love notes. And these can be in text form. This can be in Post-it notes. It's not the typical what you think of when you hear the relationships, meaning relationships with kids, with parents, with wife, spouse. It's not the I love you, and it's like a check mark. Like I checked it off. I did it. No. These are, you need to think about this. And it's usually started with one of 3 phrases. I love and appreciate you because. Go. I appreciate you because. I honor you because. Fill in the blank. Right? Because it's easy for anyone to say I love you and not think about it. But when you say I honor, appreciate, and love you because, that forces you to look at them a little deeper and to identify specific reasons that you love, adore, and honor them and appreciate them. The last element, the 4th element, is business. Business. So Garrett's mostly demographic that he focuses on and works with are entrepreneurs. So for the business aspect of things, we are speaking on number 1, or subcategory A. You have to learn something every single day, and this can be whether it's a podcast, this can be a book, this can be a conference, this can be a webinar, this can be anything. But from that, the second second subcategory is you have to declare it. You have to explain it to somebody else. Number 1, guarantee that you own it, that you understand it. It forces you to look deeper into the concept as opposed to just what we usually do is listen to a podcast, read a book. Hey, I got through 17 books this year. Woohoo! I got through 34 books this year. Awesome. All right, what did you implement from that? What do you remember from that? What did you gain from that? Now declare it. Explain it to somebody else. So to break that down again for everybody, 4 elements to the core 4. Body. You must sweat. You must have some form of nutrition. Their suggestion, a green smoothie every single day. Being. You must meditate. You must meditate / pray / lay in peace / lay there and listen to yourself breathing. Just be quiet. Just allow the universe or God or the voice to speak to you. And journal. Write down, what are the messages that you're getting? What are you learning? What's the day bringing? Balance. We're talking relationships. Did you share what you loved with the Post-it notes or the daily text? I love and appreciate you because. Go. Body, being, balance, business. Business. Did you learn something every single day? Did you read something? Did you listen to something? Did you watch something? A YouTube video on something? And lastly with that, did you declare what you learned? Or, as most people do, they just watch, they just consume, they consume, and they don't create with everything that they consume. If you're consuming, it's like sitting here. If I were to sit here and just consume air, I can't blow out because that would be creating. I'm just consuming. I'm just soaking in. Eventually, I would die. And that's how your world is. If you're constantly just consuming, you're reading books, fantastic. You're listening to podcasts, great. You're watching this video, fantastic. Hey, thanks for joining. But if you aren't creating from this content in your world, it's killing you. It is literally killing you. So look at the core 4: body, being, balance, and business. And again, this isn't my stuff. This is Garrett J. White and Warrior Book, but I can tell you, or Wake Up Warrior, but I can tell you is if you implement this consistently over a long phase of time, things will be different. Your life will be different. It's those that, because believe me, I've tried both ways, where you'll do it during the week, and then the weekend will come, you're like, I'm just going to sleep in a little bit today. No. I'm talking 7 days consistently over time, months. This is my, when I first got introduced to Garrett and Wake Up Warrior, that was nearly about 3 years ago. So for the first year, I dibble-dabbled. I tried I'm going to do this element, I'm going to try this element, I'm going to maybe do this. And I would be on fire for just like what a lot of people do when they go to conferences or hear a podcast or something that actually hits them like a hatchet between the eyes. And I would do it for maybe, a week, maybe 2 weeks. If I got to 3 weeks, that was like, whoa, this is rocking my world. But it wasn't until you did it consistently. When I'm talking months, 90 days, 180 days, going forward, that's when things start to change. And the other sample that I have to do with this is, if you're sitting there thinking like, well, I'm not a morning person, I just work out at night. You're not hitting the door. You haven't hit your core 4 before you hit the door to go to war. You've like got partial. If you get up and like I journal in the morning and I read a little bit in the morning, that's not going to cut it. If you want 100% results, you do 100% action. You don't just dibble-dally. If you truly want something, if you know the path that you're on is not going to get you there, the option you have is completely kill what you have been doing, like sniper that sucker, and rebuild the foundation. The stronger the foundation, the higher the building can go. That's something else they talked about. If you went to Dubai and you looked at some of those tall buildings, some of the tallest buildings in the world, they don't have a 1-floor basement, right? Much of the time they spend is making sure that foundation, that element, that core is so strong that they can go 60, 70, 80 stories high. They do a lot more than just what we do in a basement of a house, right? The foundation. This is the foundation. The core 4 is the foundation. Body, being, balance, business. Put it into your life. Put it into your world. And you can change the elements if you're like, I don't want to do it. Just do it. Just do it. That's all I got for today. Hope everybody has an amazing day. Stay inspired.